Hello guys, my name is Simon and welcome to another video on the ALS software engineering program. Today we'll be looking at the project, the 0x01 Python if else loop function. So every project has an objective, okay, and you can see this is the only objective. It says at the end of this project, you should be expected to explain to anyone about what you've learned so far. So I'm going to try my best as possible to do live practice um of some of the content of these resources. So I'm going to open the first link on a new tab. But before I go to that tab, you can see what they're doing here, right? On this black background image, right? So you can see they're using a for statement for a range, right? So this is what a conditional statement. You can see if is equals to this, they are doing print or the bracket or else. So this is what a conditional statement. And if you go to the title again, you can see they want us to master if, else, loop, and function. Okay, I'm going to the resources, right? So in the resources, you can see what they are doing, right? They're taking an input and they're checking the condition of that input. So we can actually do that with what the on the terminal. Okay, but I don't want to work with the terminal. Okay, so I'll be using my VS Code. So here I am on my VS Code. So let me just create a simple file, which is example.py. Enter. So let us look at range, right? So I'm going to do for x in range. Okay, one thing I want you to take note of is look at this, right? This is range, right? And range has what? A start, stop, and what? A step. Okay, so for a start, you need to specify the start point. So you should start what? From 0, which is the default value if you did not specify anything. For the stop point, you should what? Stop at 10. Sorry about that. Then for the step, it should be what? 1, which is by default. So let's say, for example, you did not insert any value. I'm coming, sorry about that. Let me say, for example, right? You only have only one value here. You only have 10 here, for example. So the default start point will be 0. And the default step will be what? 1. Let's see that in action. So I'm going to print x. So I'm going to save and run this program. Click on run. So you can see on my terminal what it starts from 0, which is the start point, the default start point, and what it ends at 9. Okay, so whenever you put only one condition, right? Only one argument here. So it's going to use it as what? The stop point. Then it's going to use the default start point and the default step. Okay, so let me say our start point it should start from 0 and it should end at 10, and it should also do a step of what? 1. So I'm going to save, and what you will notice here is we arrive at the same what? Result. So you can see we also arrive at the same result, which is 0 what? To 9. So what if we want to step this printout by 2? All you need to do is to what? Change the step here to 2 and save. Run your program, and you can see it starts from 0 and it now stepping by 2. 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, and 6 to what? 8. Okay. Another thing we need to do here is what if we want to print the reverse? You can see these numbers are in ascending orders, and we want to print this number in descending order. So we need to specify our start point. So okay, I want my start point to start from 10 and it should stop at 0. Okay, so the step should also be what? -1. So the -1 you are specifying here as a step, it tells the range function that this is what in reverse format. Okay, so let's see that in action. So let me clear my console. I'm going to run. So you can see it brings what from 10, which is our start point, to 1. Because I specify 0 as our stop point, so it's not going to print what? 0. Okay, so let us look at what more example. Okay, so let me talk about what the if else statement. Okay, so I'm going to clear my screen, right? Let me talk about let me use an example. For example, let me use a bar. Let me write a function that monitor like the age of people that will be going to a club. Okay, so let me define a function, right? Enter club, for example. So this club what is going to take what? Age, right? Okay, so and what we want to do, we want to check if the person is of age, right? So let me put a comment here, for example. So the comment is only a person that is greater than 17 years is allowed. Okay, so in this club we only allow a person that is greater than what? 17 years. So now to do that, so we need to do if statement, right? So if age, right? So if the age is greater than 17, okay, if the age is greater than 17, right? So we want to welcome that person, so we'll say you are welcome. You are welcome. Okay, I spelled this wrongly. Then there's going to be an else statement. So for else, we should do what? We should print you are not allowed. Okay, so let us invoke this function. So right just below here, I'm going to invoke this function, and I want to pass the age of, let me see, my age is 10. This is a very small boy coming to the club. So let me run this function, and you can see on the console it says you are not allowed. Okay, so what if I pass the age, which is the age, we need age of 25. We're going to save that and run. So you can see you are welcome. So with this, we're able to use a conditional statement, which is if else, to condition the person's age. Okay, so this is a basic example on how to use what? The conditional statement. Okay, right? So let us look at what? For loop, right? So let me just create like a basic example. Okay, we've talked about the for range, right? But we want to look at a different for loop. How do we list an item in a list? So look at this, right? So we have what? A list of fruits. Okay, probably I should rename this as what? Fruit. Okay, so this should be fruit. So we have a list of fruit, and we want to print out what? A fruit in that list. All we need to do what is to use a for statement. So for fruits, in fruits, right? Print what? The fruit. So let me clear my console and run. So if I run my program, you can see it print out all the results in that fruit. It print out apple, banana, and cherry. So let's look at another example. This time we're going to look at a for with a break statement. Okay, so we can see we have the same list of fruits, and for this fruit, let me also rename this again. I think I should just, okay, let me rename this. Okay, so for the list of fruit, we want to print out the fruit, but you can see on line 5 we're actually checking, right? So if the fruit is equals to banana, we want to apply what? A break. And what this break does is what? Is to exit the loop, right? Is to exit the loop. So let us see it in action. Okay, let me clear my console and run this program. So on my console you can see it runs what? The apple, which is the first one. Then it runs what? The second one. Okay, so as soon as it runs the second one, then we're able to see that it applies what? The break statement. And what the break does is to exit the loop. So it doesn't print what? The cherry. Okay, so let's look at another example. This time I'm going to look at the for with continue statement. Okay, so this is using print 2 times, but let me remove the first one. Let me rename this again. Okay, so if we look at this, right, we have a list of fruits. Okay, and for this fruit we want to do what? A for loop for each fruit in our list of fruits. So if the fruit is equal to what? Banana, you should do what? Continue. So what this does is going to skip the banana. Okay, so let's see it in action. Let me run that. Clear my console again. Okay, so if you look at the console you can see it prints out the first item, which is what? Apple, and it skip what? The banana. If you look at after the banana, what? It is what? Cherry. You can see it prints out what? Cherry on the console. We can see, let me change the condition here to apple. You can see, then I'm going to press save. So if I save and run this program, you can see it prints out what? Banana and cherry. It skip what? The first one, which is what? The apple. So this is like a basic example. You can check the resources here. There are many things you can actually work with here. There are huge lot of examples here. It's very important you look at it. All right, so I'm going to open another important resources. So I think one of them go to video. Yes, so this is string formatter. Okay, so this resources is what? How to use what? The string what? Formatter. Okay, so let me just do some basic example again. Format. Okay, all right, let me close this and save. Okay, let me clear my console. So I want you to look at this code, right? The first line, which is line 1. So this example you are seeing here is default argument. So you can see we're not setting like the index or number here. So all you need to do is to what? Set your argument in the format function. So the Python already knows that the first item what belongs to what? Here, and the second item in the format argument belong to what? The second curly brace function. So this one on line 4, right? The example you are seeing here is what? Positional argument. So we are actually telling Python that put the first item, what? The first item should be at this index and the second item should be at this what? Index. We can interchange it. Okay, so for the next one, which is the keyword argument, so you can look at it. This is a variable. So in the format function we are passing what? A variable. You can see this is a variable name, and this is what? The BLC. So if you run this, you can see you're going to get what this result. So on line 10 it says mixed argument. So for the mixed argument, this is what index and variable. So you can see we're using the first item, right, which is this, as what the first index, and use the variable as what the BLC include here. So if I run this, you can see we should have what the same result in all of them. You can see we now have what the same result in all of them. So these are there are different ways you can format your string. So but however, I only cover the overview of the resources here, so that is all. There is another important part. This one is very important. Okay, it says Python code style. Okay, Python code style. So in one of my previous video, I talked about how we can use the Python code style to test our code. Okay, you know, in our C program, right, we used to test our code using Betty. Okay, so for this, we are going to be use what the Python code style to test what our program. Okay, so there are some important command, right? So this is the command to install the Python code style. But however, we already have it in our system, just like my local one, my local system, right? I did not install the Python code style. It's already installed for me. And I also check I check our cloud server, it's already installed. So now how do we test our file? Okay, so there are different ways we can test what our file. So you can see we can use what this command to test our file. So to test our code, all we need to do what is to run this command, the Python code test dash first. So if I copy this, okay, I want to test this file, I'm going to paste it on my terminal, then followed by what, the name of the file. The name of the file is what, example.py. Enter. So you can see it telling me what you can see it there is an error, my code is not passing the test. So it says no new line at the end of the file. So it's pointing me what to line 11, which is what this line. But if you want to get a more detailed error message, so you can use this command, copy that. Let me clear my console so that we can see. I'm going to paste that. So this followed by what, the name of the file. If I run this command, let me scroll up, so you can see this is a more detailed error message. So it says at example line 11 there is no what, no new line. So it goes straight to that line, and you can see here is pointing me what, to that line here. Okay, so it says trailing blank lines are superfluous. This is the right solution, so you just need to press what, enter. So I'm going to save that and clear my console, run again. You can see all tests were successful. So basically this is how to test our code, and we're going to do that in when we're working on our project. So all right guys, that is basically the overview of what we need to learn. I hope this will actually give us like a clue or a level of understanding. So I'm going to see you guys in the quiz section. So guys, welcome to the quiz section, and the first question says, what does this line print? Obviously you should know for I in range is going to do what, 0 1 2 3. Okay, so for the question 1, it says, what do this line print? So you can see this is the start, this is the stop, and this is the what, step. Obviously we should know this is the correct what, answer. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down to question 2. Question 2 says, what do this line print? Okay, so if you look at it, you see this is what, a conditional statement, and you can see what, this is what, the correct answer. Okay, so if I scroll down to question 3, it says, what do this line print? Okay, this is also a conditional statement, and you should know that this is what the correct answer. Okay, so if I scroll down to question 4, it says, what do this line print? This is also a conditional statement. 12, a is equals to 12, a is less than 12, print this. Yes. This is what a modulus, right? A modulus 12 is equals to what? 0. So definitely this is what the correct answer. Okay, for question 5, it says, what do this line print? So this is what? A range, right? So this is a range with a start point of 2 and its end what? At 4. Okay, so this is what the correct answer. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down to question 6. On question 6, you can see it says, what do this line print? This is also an if statement. So if this is what the correct answer. So for question 7, right, you can see so this is actually another conditional statement, and you should know that this is what the correct answer. Okay, so if you look at question 8, you say, what do this line print? So this is what? If 12 is equals to is equal, right? So this is what? Equality statement, and they are also adding another or 12 is 12. Okay, so if you run this, obviously you should know that this is the correct answer. So thank you very much, guys. I'll see you in the task section. All right, guys, welcome to the task section. And the first task says we should write a program that assigned a number to a variable number, and it also says you can find the word source code here. So meaning there is a code that has been given to us but is not complete, so we need to complete it. Okay, so the output of the program should be 1, the number followed by what? If the number is greater than 0, it means it is what? Positive. If the number is 0, it is 0. And if the number is less than 0, it means what? It is negative. So they want us to write a solution, right? They've already given us an example how it should look like if we run that program. So you can see the program is run here, and you can see it bring out -4, and -4 is what? A negative number. Again, you can see it. We run the program again here, and it print out 0. So we also get the response right. What? 0 is 0. Okay, so let us look at the source code they're giving us. All right, so this is the source code we have been given. All right, so you need to log on to your terminal to continue. Okay, I am already in my terminal, so you need to locate your project folder, which is the ALS higher level programming. So if I do LX, you can see I only have the first project here. So okay, you can see we need to create this directory here. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and create that directory using the command mkdir, enter. So that directory has been created, and we want to navigate into that folder. So cd 0x01 and straight we are in that folder. You can see the folder is empty. So the first thing we need to do is to create our readme.md file. To do that, you need to use the command, the vim. You can use any one of your choice, but currently I am using the vim. So followed by readme.md, enter. Okay, so it should not be empty. Okay, so I will just paste the name of the file here and escape. Okay, so if you check now, we now have what? Our readme.md file. So now we need to create our solution in this file. Okay, so to create a solution in this file, what we need to do is to run the vim command. Okay, then the name of the file. Okay, so if you press enter, first of all you need to go and copy the sample code we've been given. Okay, so you need to paste the sample code here, and when you've done that, you need to start writing your solution here. So to save time, I'm not going to write that again. Let me just exit. Okay, sorry, I think it's Q. Okay, so I'm not going to write that again. I will just copy what I already have. Okay, so to do that, all I need to do is to use the copy command. I want to locate my original work folder. Okay, okay, so this should be okay. Yes, I have located the folder. Now I need to locate the project folder, which is 0x01. Then the name of the file. The name of the file is 0. I think is yes. So I want to copy that in the current directory. Okay. So once we've done that, okay. So if you check, you can see we now have what this file in our current directory. So you can see this is my solution, right? Okay, you can see this is my solution. It's a conditional statement. So we get the number and we check if the number is greater than 0, we print this. If, which is else if the number is equal to 0, we're going to print this, and else if the number doesn't match any of the above conditions, we just print this. Already it is negative. So let me clear my screen. Okay, so when you've done that, now you need to test your file. Okay, you can see, sorry, if you check the file permission, right, so you're going to see what it is: read, write, execute for the owner of the file. Okay, so why my own is having this permission? Because I have already executed this file. I have changed the permission already, so I just copied that from my original work. Okay, so but once you've created your own, you don't have this permission, right? So to set up a permission, you need to use the ch mode. You can just use the 777, then the name of the file. Okay, so once you've done that, you can check the permission again, and you can see we now have what read, write, execute for everybody. So now you want to test that file. If you go to our project web page, you can see, right, they ask us to run the file. So I'm going to copy that and paste it in the terminal, press enter. So it tells me that 7 is what minus 7 is what negative. If I run again, 3 is what positive. If I run again, 9 is what minus 9 is what negative. Okay, so that is how you've known that you've done the writing. Okay, but there's something else. We need to test our file. Okay, to test our file, we need to use this command. You can also use this, right? But I prefer to use this pyco style --show -source -show -pep8. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. Let me clear. So I'm going to paste this. Then the next file should be what the name of the file. Okay, so I want to test this file. You can see there is no error. It shows everything is what correct. So the next thing you want to do is what do your git add, git, sorry about that, git commit -m flag. Type in your message what you have done, so you can see done with what task 1, and you want to do your git push. Okay, I'm not going to push. So when you're done with your git push, you can go back to your project web page, and what you want to do is to use your checker. Okay, so you can use your checker, right, to check, and immediately you check for, okay, immediately you use your checker and you see everything is green bottom here, and you want to see this congratulations message. Say congratulations, all tests passed successfully. Okay, there is one more important thing, right? So we'll be given a prototype. You can see they already talked about that. So here, so it says the prototype of all your functions should be included in the what header file. The one we just worked on, which is the first task 0, doesn't have what a prototype. So, but there are some that needs what a prototype. You can see the task 1, it needs what a prototype. So we need to create that prototype in a file called list.h. All right, so you can just go ahead and copy all the prototype, right, and in the list.h file, so that you don't need to be modifying that file every time. Okay, so to do that, right, let me just show you how it look like once you've updated your list.h file. Okay, I'm looking for my previous command. Okay, good, I've seen what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for the file list.h. I want to copy that file, list.h. Okay, let me clear my screen first. So if I do list.h, cat list.h, and you can see these are what the prototype. Okay, these are what the prototype. You can see all of them here. All right, so let me clear my screen. So if you go back to task 1, where is it? For task 1, it says write a program that assign a random sign number to a variable number each time it executes. Complete the source code here. Okay, and print the last digit of what the number stored in the variable number. Okay, so they're giving us a source code and they want us to complete it. You can see there are conditions attached to it. Okay, so all you can do is you need to take these this sample code here, but however we need to create what the name of the file. Okay, so to create the name of the file, you need to copy the name of the file. Yes, I always copy because I don't want to experience typo. Okay, there are sometimes you decide you want to type it yourself and you'll be running into issues. You don't know where your problem is coming from. So to create that file, you just run your vim command and paste the name of the file. Okay, so once you do that, you should be able to write your solution and copy the incomplete code we've been given. You copy it and put it there and complete the code. Okay, so let me just copy my solution again so that I see. So the name of the file, sorry, let me look at it again for clarity. One-last, I think one_last, something like that. Okay, one-last, yes, thank you. One-last underscore digi.py, enter. Okay, so you can see I already have the file here. Now after you're done with your solution, you also want to test the file if it's okay. So you can go to the test document, copy that, go back to the terminal, paste it, then it's to follow by the name of the file. What is the name of the file? One-this. Okay, sorry. So if I test, you can see there is no error, everything looks good. So the next thing you want to do is to do what? Change the permission of the file. So chmod, you can use 744 or 764, but the most important thing is the owner should have what? Read, write, execute. Okay, so I just want to give it to everybody, and for everybody, which is what I will do, then followed by what? The name of the file. So if I press enter and we check, okay, you can see the file now have what? The permission for read, write, execute for everybody. Okay, the next thing you need to do is to test your file. To test your file, Okay, you need to run what? That file. So you can run that file using period slash the name of the file, enter. Okay, so let us see if our result is the same thing. So this one says last digit of 4205 is 5. So this one, it says last digit of minus 2321 is what? Minus 1, and is less than what? 6 digits. Okay, so you can run again to see more example. So this is last digit of 9481 is 1. So which is correct. So this is how you've known you've written the correct answer. Sorry, I did not show the content of one dash last digit file. So this is the content. There will be a link to my GitHub in the description, so you're going to see this source code there. Okay, so but ensure you type it yourself. You can always try yourself. This when you don't get it, then you can look at the GitHub repo and see how you can work on your project. So guys, that is all for this project. Thank you very much, guys. I will see you in another video.